Hey guys, Tim here. Once again, I have started a project and totally forgot that from the get-go, I really should be filming and narrating and getting this stuff ready to share with you guys, because I forget that I'm supposed to be doing that. When we had the fire at the old place and realized that we were going to have to be moving, that moment, we were woefully unprepared. One of my first tasks, since this place didn't have any storage buildings, no outbuildings whatsoever. In fact, as you know, the house we were in is still not completed the remodel, but it's livable. Not only did we have to fashion living quarters, temporary as though they were, for all of our animals to get them relocated, we had a large storage building at the old place. It was really nice. I really miss it. It was probably 2/3 the square foot of the home we're in right now, just in storage. I'd go half conservatively. But anyway, we had managed to stockpile quite a bit of stuff in it, and we didn't have anywhere to put it here. So we've decided we are going to build a 8x12 storage building out here where that old swimming pool was, and I've started it, and I've already talked way too long, but I'm gonna get you caught up, and I'll try to catch you some shorter clips as we get the build going. Probably gonna take a few days. I've still got a couple bits of material I've got to get done, but I started showing you. I did get this. This was a marketplace find. This was a lot of leftovers, all treated wood of various sizes. Quite a few. You can't see them in the shop. There's a lot of 2x4s in there, 2x6s, a handful of 2x8s. I've got a pretty sizable collection of 2x4s and 2x8s behind the house. Anyway, what we've done, I took the heavy duty blue pallets. I had 5, I needed 6, so I found the nicest other big pallet I had, and we've squared them out end to end. I did put them up on a single block. This place is so sandy, rot's not a real issue, but I plan on being here for, the rest of my life. Hopefully that's another 50 some odd years, probably more realistically 25 to 30. But anyway, it's long enough for this stuff to rot and me regret not taking the time to actually put blocks up under it. So it has blocks up under it. Got all the pallets off the ground. Got them tacked in together, and we're taking this same, y'all gonna laugh because I'm using 1/4 inch, but I'm taking the same 1/4 inch pine board that I used in the house. I have some left, and it's been out in the yard under a tarp block long enough that I'm probably just going to buy another shipment of it when I get to that part of needing it again in the house. But we've staggered them. I'm putting them in with 1 1/4 inch nail, so they're getting a good inch a bite. Jeff's hanging out for no apparent reason, just because Jeff's weird. But what we're doing is we're laying them end over end, staggering every one. I come by with a rip saw, just a rough guide, and we have split all the edges off. Got a little over half the floor done, and you can see it's gonna be fine. It's just a storage building. Literally, I'm gonna put a freezer. That old refrigerator, I'm told, is working. It's been out in the weather a while, so I don't know if it is or not. But if it is, it's gonna go here. Deep freezer will go right here. That'll go here. I've got an ice maker in the house. I don't even know if it works, but I held on to it on the off chance that it does. If it does, we're gonna have it out here too. I'll have somebody, an electrician, because I am not one. Meter post is out there, and at the bottom of that breaker panel under the main, there's already a place for 2 additional breakers. So I'll probably run, if I get all this stuff working, probably 2 20-amp breakers out here, and a couple of receptacles just to plug in appliances, and 1 light bulb, and that'll be it. This thing will be a tool room. I'm not going to be cutting and sawing and powering equipment out of it, so that should be more than enough to handle a handful of appliances. And this will be, for all practical purposes, extra food storage on the outside, meat locker, another fridge, freezer maybe, definitely in the future. And then hopefully, because of where we put it and the way we faced it and all, we'll be able to come off with some awnings, kind of barn style type, and incorporate it into the goat pasture that we're going to have wrapping the perimeter, and have put a couple of maybe little goat stalls and all out of the way without having to build a whole lot of extra stuff, and just kind of make it look like a tiny little barn. But anyway, that's where we're at. This is me rambling. This is why I don't pick up this phone. And I'm going to get back to work, and I'll catch you up each time I finish the section, and we'll see how it goes. See you later. Alright, so we got the flooring laid down. Hopefully we got a little decent video of the actual cut and lay, so you got a general idea of how simple this is and exactly what I'm doing. But that's the rough of it. I'm definitely going to come in with some water, weather sealant and all, because even though it's going to be covered, there could be some moisture and all, and it is a very thin, soft wood. Let me explain for a minute why I chose to do this. I simply just decided I've got a couple of spare sheets of plywood laying around, and honestly, it is cheaper to let them weather and rot than it is to go buy 3 more sheets to do this floor with. So I used good, solid pallets. You can walk on them all day long. The gaps in between the boards only a couple, maybe 3 inches on the brown pallet, but 2 inches max gap, probably more like 1.5 inches on the blues. So I'm not spanning any flex area that's not supported. Literally, it's when your foot is somewhere, it's on the original hardwood of these pallets, and these things are solid. So we're just coating it. Consider it like laminate floored. I mean, you go spend hundreds of dollars a case on that stuff, and it ain't a 1/4 inch thick. So, whatever you want to call it. This is a floor of an old shop that's probably going to house a freezer and some canned foods, maybe some goat feed. But anyway, that's why we're doing it. Next step is lemonade. You don't need to see that part. But after the lemonade, I'll be back we're going to start figuring out how to frame this thing up and put some walls on it. See you soon. All right, so we've got the framing done, at least to where I'm going to get. And let me show you what I've got. We got the door framed out. Doubles across the top. That'll be a 78-inch tall metal door that was left on the property, 36 inches wide. Got the stud spacing. Let me go ahead and remind y'all that are watching this and freaking out. This is not a house. Nobody's going to live in it. In fact, it's going to house probably, like I said the other day, a small freezer, maybe a upright refrigerator, and canning goods, stuff that we don't have room for in the house. Just anything probably food prep related will be out here. No heavy wiring, just a couple of outlets off a 30-amp breaker split in here to two 15s, maybe two 20s, and a light bulb. That's going to be it. I went with scabber bracing, and as you can see, I don't know if you can see because I am not got my hand in here. This is not going anywhere at all. In fact, it'll probably be here long after that old trailer falls apart. But 2x4 beams across the top. They are screwed in, nailed in combinations. All I'm going to have is a tin roofing, probably corrugated, maybe a standard tin roof, about 6 sheets off. I'll do some overhang out here, and after I get it hung, I will put some additional bracing to brace out any overhang I have here and on the back as well. I've got 10 inches of board here as a guide. Once I get it up, I'll do a dress stringer across and any braces I need, but should be fine. The tin's actually going to rest right here. I've got plumb all the way across the top there, so it'll lay nice and flat, and that's one of the reasons I'm using the ridge tin. It's a little more self-supporting, and I will have to wait on that piece because I've got to go buy it, and everything's closed today or further than I care to drive. Once I get this up, get it covered, I will come back. We'll do another video of the add-ons, and right in here we're going to come off with a roof 6 to 8. Probably do a pallet wall set and leave it open to the back so that when I get this perimeter fence in, that was fast, sorry about that guys, the goats will have a little loft there to get in out of the weather. Do the same thing on here. It's going to be a good bit higher, maybe a little additional storage, place to park the lawnmower and all. It'll be closed on the back side and open on the front with probably just a standard wire gate or something, just to help make it a little secure. And what I've started doing is, yes, y'all seen this board before, it's all in my house. I've got a good bit of it left over and it's super cheap. So since we're building this entire building with scraps and free material, disclaimer, I did go yesterday, about a 15-minute drive. Someone on the marketplace had a lot of this assorted treated lumber for sale, just a good portion of a trailer load full, 175 bucks, all treated. Most of what I bought is here now. I've still got quite a bit scattered on the floor, 2x8s, 2x6s, 1x6s, a lot of 1x4s, 1x3s, just leftover stuff. So if you want to include the money I just spent there on the secondhand lumber, I got $175 plus a box of screws and some air gun nails in here so far. Other than that, everything is pallets I got for free, boards I had left over from bigger projects. So yeah, I've got just a hair over an 8x10 shed. And when I get it done, other than man hours, I'll have less than $200 in it. So it's cheaper than that little metal 6x8 thing you can buy at Lowe's. That just is awful. So this is our first build. I will show you more when we get the siding up. As it progresses, I'll give you some snippets. That was a long pause. Probably should edit that out. Anyway, I'll be back. All right, I'm back. And I do believe I've done everything I can do today, at least until we get the tin for the roof. So for finished project, starting here in the back. Got the trim work on. Got my line beam. That ain't really much of a beam. I got a lot of my line board ready for my roof. When I do the actual roof, there will be some additional wood put up here for some support on the eaves and all, but that'll give me a guideline of what I need. 10 foot should do it. But quick look inside. Not too bad. A little bit of room for some tools and a freezer. That's all I needed out of this one for right now. So, close up the door, back up and give you a shot. And there she is. Like I said, when I get the roofing all done, I will have maybe $250 in it in all. I actually don't anticipate it being quite that much. But that's all for now. When I get the roof up, we'll give you another little short video. We get the awnings up after that, we'll do a little bit more. In the meantime, Tim out.